Southwest Airlines is down 10% year to date. The market's up 15 or 20%. A big difference between this two. Guys, I own Southwest stock. That does not mean you should own it or buy it. I have totally different reasons for buying things. My time horizon's a lot longer. My patience is a lot better than most. But I'm trying to teach a process here. Mo and I are here to teach a process. We're going to evaluate Southwest stock. We're going to go over some high-level metrics, some bull and bear cases from our community members who are very engaged about Southwest. We're going to go, and very often, very different opinions about it. We're going to go over some analyst estimates. Of course, we're going to cover our 8 pillars on Southwest, and we're going to finish it off with what you're probably wondering the most, which is, well, what's the right price to pay for Southwest? We're going to use our stock analyzer tool to do that. Guys, in this video, whether you're a beginning investor, an advanced investor, or somewhere in between, there's something here for you. If it sounds confusing because you're a beginner, don't worry. Stick with us. Watch a few more videos. You'll understand it more as time goes on. I was confused when I first started. Our 200,000 subscribers were also confused. Trust me when I say it'll get a lot easier and you'll really be glad you did. So let's check out Southwest Airlines. Mo, Southwest is selling at a price it was selling for after COVID.
Wow.
When COVID hit. It's a $17.5 billion market cap business. That means if you bought every share outstanding, you have to spend $17.5 billion. Let me make your screen a little bit bigger here.
Record revenue, too.
What was that?
Record revenue.
Record revenue. $25 billion in revenue. Mo, show your screen here and show the revenue at the top. Look at that. Before COVID, they hit a high of about $22.34 billion. Yep. And look at that gross profit. A lot lower.
Yeah. And now profit is still hasn't caught up yet to what it was, $2.4 billion in 2019.
Do me a favor. Go to the quarterly numbers, and I'm going to show you guys the gross margin here. Gross profit last quarter, 2 quarters ago, was $668 million on 5.15. Why? Remember the whole shutdown of the Southwest system?
That's right.
They had to give so many credits.
Christmas Day thing.
Yes, the Christmas week thing.
That's right.
This is why the company, I believe, has been beat up. Before COVID, they were doing like $2 to $2.1 billion in profit bottom line, and that was after the $800 and some million charge they took because of the 737 MAX issue. That's why I was interested in Southwest. I believe the bottom line margins of Southwest, historical average has been about 10%. I think they can be higher because before COVID, Mo, what were they? They were doing revenue of $22 billion and profit of 2.4, a little over 10%. The year before that,
3.5
on 21 billion, 15% profit margin.
And then about 2 billion on
20 billion, 10%. So I think I went back and looked at it. It's about a 10% average profit margin. But they are great at doing 2 things: hedging their fuel, okay? And secondly, they stick with one airplane. They have a 737.
That's it.
Their method of being highly efficient through knowing maintenance and having the same inventory on their maintenance costs is huge for them. They focus on regional. They do a lot of regional stuff, airlines that people don't want to go to. They're the only airline, I think, who hasn't suffered a bankruptcy since going public. And until COVID, they'd never lost money when being a publicly traded company.
Have you flown them?
I have.
I've not.
You've not flown them? A lot of people love flying them. Let's take a look at their 8 pillars real quick before we go to our community. Guys, remember, if you're part of our community, you can customize your 8 pillars up to 12 different pillars, and there's like 4 quadrillion variations. Mo, this 8 pillars looks terrible.
It does.
But to me, the story is one thing and one thing only. And COVID to start, and then this computer system afterwards. But these are temporary problems.
And this is a great thing to point out right now to people that just think that you buy and sell off of the 8 pillars. It's not true, because this is something you look at and the pillars look awful, but you say, okay, there's opportunity here.
To me, I've always said the pillars tell a story. And the story I see here is COVID and this crash of the software or whatever it was, the system. That's a temporary problem. Southwest is all about the customer. They're going to fix that problem. They're going to come back, I think, stronger. So let's go into our community chat. We posted a chat here over the weekend to get people's comments on Southwest Airlines. We got some nice comments here.
First bull case. Kathy Wood doesn't own it.
Kathy Wood doesn't own it. Paul's the Don. He likes the company stocks only go up. Thank you, CJ Mario.
That's funny.
That is hilarious. Okay, go ahead with what Wicked Willie has to say.
The addition of 18 new destinations added during the pandemic is going to contribute $500 million pre-tax profits in the most upcoming quarter, changing its approach via the 4-point plan to reduce short-distance business routes to focus on more leisure flight destinations as a way to take advantage of the changing trends in travel.
So they always ask that question.
What's the 4-point plan?
I don't know, but they always ask that question when you buy a ticket. Are you here for pleasure or leisure? business. Other airlines do that too, but I get it like very quickly on Southwest when I'm booking a ticket through Southwest. While you look up the 4-point plan, I'll go through the bear cases that Wicked Willie says. Okay. Company is guiding for revenue per available seat mile to fall 5 to 7% versus an estimate of 3 to 5%. Again, to me, that's a short-term issue. And Southwest is warning of higher costs as jet fuel costs have spiked nearly 30% since early June. Oh boy. Yep. So Eric is quoting a great book. By the way, Adam Cecil, Where the Money Is. I just read the book, and we're actually interviewing him Thursday. So watch that interview coming out. It's a wonderful book. We're going to have a conversation. It really intrigued my mind. I don't agree with everything he says, but it'll be a great conversation we have. Passenger airlines have nevertheless lost more money over their 100-year history than they've made. Why? Because Delta, United, and the rest never gained a real edge over another.
Good point.
I don't agree with that about Southwest. Now, the airline industry is a very tough industry. I don't disagree with that. I am concerned about that. But I think Southwest has proven over 50 years of being a publicly traded company that they operate differently. And I like that aspect of them. All right.
I agree that Delta and United have not gained an edge over each other. They're kind of the same.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, there's a lot of mediocrity.
Bull case. In the couple of weeks before the Christmas nightmare for Southwest, where they had the computer issues, Southwest signed a 40% raise contract with the union for their customer service personnel. If that didn't go through, the response for Xmas could have been worse. They've taken care of the workers, which is the best approach for customers. Listen, I think the Southwest Airlines flight attendants are the most pleasurable ones out there.
Yes, they try to be funny.
They really try to be funny. Remember that video, the commercial a couple years ago? The lady was like, she like did the thing very fast.
Nope.
I like self.
Okay. All right, so I think it's just Wicked Willie, our boy.
All right, Dalton.
No, let's give it to CJ Mario. He had a funny bull case.
That was funny.
Kathy Wood doesn't own it. Paul the Don likes the company, and stocks only go up. We're going to give it to CJ Mario.
You have earned this specific shirt.
Paul loves Kathy Wood. There you go. You cannot get any other shirt.
Yeah, you earned that one.
All right, so let's take a look at the analyst estimates for the company. They're expected to make $2 per share this year, rising to $5.72 in 2027. Big jumps, probably because their earnings per share were so low before. Mm-hmm. All right. Revenue?
Ooh.
Not much growth in revenue. Not much growth per 26.5 billion to 29.3 in 2027.
I wonder why.
All right, that's interesting. All right, let's go check out the stock analyzer tool, guys. If you're interested in learning more about our community, click the link above. Short video where you can learn more about our community and how you can use it to help join the largest YouTube value investor community. So Mo, when was the last time I did a Southwest video? I'm going to our search history, type in love.
April 27th.
Mine was June 28th.
See if I want to change anything.
All right, I did a 10-year analysis. So look at this, Mo. First off, their ROIC has plummeted over the last 10 years, obviously because of
COVID. And
yes, I'm not worried about this decrease in ROIC. I think it'll rebound over the next 10 years. Revenue growth. I did 2%, 4%, and 6% over the next 10 years.
I did 3, 6, and 9.
I think 6 is high, Mo, for a middle. For the airline industry. Maybe I'm wrong.
Well, if you look at it and said they did, what were they doing before?
They did 3.7 in the last 10 years.
Yeah. That's including a big drop.
And a big rebound, though.
And a big rebound, that's true. It's probably about fair. All right, you sold
I'm
me.
doing 2, 4, and 6.
I think that's more reasonable.
And guys, this is part of the art of investing. That's why the stock analyzer tool is so awesome. You can just keep rerunning numbers that make sense. And I love it when people in the community like take a screenshot of it and tag me and tag other people, what do you think of this? So I love doing that. Now, profit margin. I can't look at the past because of how bad the last few years were. And I sat there and looked at their average before COVID, and it was at least 10%. So I put in 6.5%, 9.5%, and 12.5%. If they can get to a higher level, like repeating, and that 737 MAX issue is now done, and they get their computer issues worked out, that's possible. Mm-hmm. The question is it going to happen?
So I did 5, 8, and 11.
Okay.
5 could be low, but I think they can get back to 10% consistently. Yeah. 9, 10%.
But you still have 8 as your middle number.
Yeah. I'm going to leave it there.
Okay. I did the same thing for free cash flow, 6.5, 9.5, 12.5. Now, PE. What PE do I think the company will sell for in 10 years? Guys, this is part of the art of investing. What's the right multiple for 10 years from now? We don't know. I always start at 15, which is the market average, and I go higher or lower based on moat, based on ROIC, based on growth rates. Does Southwest have a moat? I think they have a good customer satisfaction, which is great. Do they have a moat though? I don't know. Do they have a good ROIC? I like the fact that their ROIC is 9.4 with 5 years of crap.
Yeah.
But their 10 years 9.4. So I'm looking at that going, okay, they could have, the market average is 9 or 10%, so they could have above average one.
Right.
I feel like I'm actually going to change this. I did 15, 17, and 19. I'm actually going to change this to 13, 15, and 17.
Okay.
What'd you do, Mo?
14, 16, 18.
Okay. Now for my desired annual return, guys, this is your margin of safety. You can get 9 or 10% from buying a low cost ETF. The higher your assumptions, the more you should have margin of safety, so the higher your desired return. I actually did 10 on the low side, 12 in the middle, 14 in the high, because I think I beat this thing up pretty bad for the low side. So I'm okay making only 10% with Southwest doing poorly. 12% saying, listen, if they do what they expect to do, airline industry is a little tough. I'm going to do 12%, and if they crush it, I want a 14% return because these crushing numbers are going to be very hard to hit. Mo, what'd you do?
I did 10, 13, and 16.
Okay. So you want a little bit more buffer in the middle range.
Yeah.
But you also had higher assumptions in the middle range.
I did.
So that makes sense.
Interesting.
So guys, I'm going to hit the analyze button. Yeah. Stock's currently at 29.25. Now remember, just need 1 or 2 minutes of your time. We're here to teach a process. So we're going to explain these numbers so you can understand it better. Remember, I own Southwest Airlines, so don't make decisions just based on that. You're going to see my watch list number. Hit the analyze button. I have a low price of $31.70, high price of $72, middle price of $50. That means all the numbers are green. If you pay today's price and the lowest assumptions occur, you make about 11%. Middle assumptions occur, 21%, 30% on the high side. Again, do not run to buy this just because I have it or because it's all green. Join the community, learn about it, do more research on it. I'm actually going to change my watch list price to $28.50. Notify me. Mo, what'd you get?
25 on the low, 57 on the high, 41 in the middle.
I'm surprised yours was so much lower than mine. Interesting.
Even with 16% return.
Interesting. All right, guys, that's Southwest Airlines for you. Thank you very much for watching.